This video will show you the best approach to construct your paragraph. So if you've had feedback such as there's not enough evidence in your work, there's no critical analysis within the concept of your work, you're not making your point cohesive, all of that bit, that can only mean that your paragraph is defective. Now, here's what you should do. You should watch this video, right? That sounds like the right thing to do. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to structure your paragraph, and I have created a method that would guide you through that process. This approach is called the P.A.A.C Method, P.A.A.C. So many people have created their own approach, and I have also created mine because I've seen that this is what has worked for students over time. Now, the P.A.A.C method, what does this mean? The first P stands for point statement. The first A stands for argument or evidence. The next A stands for your analysis. And then the C stands for connection to the topic. Now, this is what I mean. So if you are lacking in any of these bits in terms of your feedback, then stay tuned. Now, the point statement, what does this mean? It's the fact you're trying to assert. It's the assertion you're making. And I will give an example. You already know that I'm the queen of examples. So I will give an example and you'll be able to understand this better. Rather than trying to explain what each of those acronyms mean, I will show you an example. I feel like that will make it easier. So what I'm going to do is first we would have a simple example, and then we will look at a more complex example and look at how we can now incorporate that going forward. Now let's get to the simple example. So this is a simple example that I got from my Instagram page. I posted it previously. So if you're not following me on Instagram, this is your cue to follow. All right. So the point statement here is obesity among children is a pressing issue with far-reaching consequences. Pretty straightforward. You can tell it's a big issue. So that's the point statement. That's what we're trying to establish now. What's our argument / evidence? Now, when I say argument / evidence, it doesn't mean that argument and evidence are the same thing. It just means that you could either use an argument there or use an evidence. But here I have chosen to use an evidence, right? So the prevalence of childhood obesity has surged globally, with the World Health Organization identifying it as one of the most serious public health challenges of the 21st century. Evidence suggests that various factors contribute to this epidemic, including sedentary lifestyle, poor dietary habits, socioeconomic disparities. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Pediatrics found a direct correlation between excessive screen time and obesity in children. Furthermore, the analysis of the dietary pattern reveals a concerning trend towards high-calorie, low-nutrient foods, often exacerbated by the availability of fast food and sugary snacks. So what we're trying to establish here is to show the evidence that buttresses that point that obesity is a pressing issue with far-reaching consequences. So you've identified that WHO has said so. You've shown that Journal of Pediatrics, I was deliberating not putting the references, by the way. The Journal of Pediatrics has also shown how it has come to be in children and also identify some of the things causing it. So you're just showing how big of an issue it is. Then you go on to the analysis of that point that you have made, that this evidence, which is what we have mentioned above, it wasn't an argument, it was an evidence, underscores the urgent need for multifaceted interventions, including education, policy changes, and community engagement to address the root causes of childhood obesity. Can you sense the flow in this? So this is to show that you are acknowledging each point, each part of this paragraph is leading to the other. Then you connect it back to the topic again, which is the connection bit, say, by recognizing the interconnectedness of these factors. Stakeholders can work collaboratively to implement effective strategies and promote healthier environment for future generations. So you see how everything aligns. It's like a flow. So you said the obesity is a big issue. It's a big issue because it has been identified by these. Some of the factors have been identified, and it's like super multifaceted. So you've identified, and then you've analyzed that further to say that there is an urgent need for these for multifaceted interventions to be developed. Then with that, you now go back again to say you have recognized all of this. So it's just everything leading to each other. I know that when you're writing an essay, it's not this straightforward, but if you implement this approach, I feel like you have an advantage. I feel like that was quite easy to grasp. So what does that mean? That means that we'll go into a bit of more complexity. Now let's dive in. Now, this is a more complex example, and I'm going to do what tutors always do, such that they will give you a simple example in class and then give you a tough question to go answer. Initially, my plan was to tell you what the P.A.A.C is within this paragraph, but I changed my mind. I want you to identify what the point statement is, what the argument is, what the evidence is, because in this one, we have argument, we have evidence. So I want you to identify each one. I want you to identify the analysis, and I want you to identify what the connector is that's connecting it back to the point. It's always well located, but I want to see if my explanation has been good enough. So be in the comment section. I will comment in this video. I will comment on I will leave a comment on every comment. If you get what I mean, I will respond to every comment that you put. So try and answer that, and let's see if you've truly grasped the concept that I am trying to explain. If you go this way, it will be so easy for you to relate to what a good paragraph should be. So in this concept, you see that, I will give you pointers. Like I said, we have evidence, we have arguments, and almost always the first line is the point statement. So that's always easy to spot. But I want to know whether you know what the evidence are and how to spot evidences. So maybe that would also be another topic if I see that it's not clearly understood. So take a look at it. Let's see if the explanations are enough. You know, the previous one I gave was just like one liners, which tells you what is what. So but in this case, I want you to take a second look. Like there might be a mixture of it. Sometimes you might have to make multiple arguments, putting multiple evidences within one paragraph. There's no rule that says that it has to be one evidence and one analysis within one paragraph. Do you understand? So it's always way more than that. So that's what I'm trying to see if you understand the concept here. So take a look at this thing. Sit with it. I think this section is pretty long enough, and the text are quite clear. Should be able to view it. So pick out what you think is the point statement. Pick out every part. Pick it apart, and then let me know what you think. If you want me to do a video that solely identifies what the P.A.A.C is in this one, I am happy to do a short and just post it on but I will comment and respond to every of your messages. So all right guys, have a go at it. You would agree with me that this example has more depth, but the essence of all of this is to make sure that you understand what it means to have a proper structure for your paragraph when you're writing your essay. Now, don't worry, we're going to make a whole video on how to plan your essay and how to make sure that you plan your paragraphs as well. I hope that this video has made a whole lot of sense to you. Now, try more examples in the comment section, and I will do my best to respond to each and every one of it. I will critique it. I will be very brutal with my critique, but take it that it's all love and it's for the best. So leave all your examples in the comment section, and I will do my best to comment. And make sure you like and subscribe as well. You know, you want more content, your academic content coming out of this page. All right. Till I see you in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face. Bye.